welcome back to the Gladiator podcast. Today we are joined with my co-host Teofimo Lopez and my other
I need more
co-host Xavier
bullets.
Khan.
I need
Today
more
our guests
bullets.
of
I
tonight
need
are
more
MYKEL
bullets.
Yan and we have Pablo. Round of applause,
Yo,
everybody. How we doing?
I need more
the one
bullets.
and
I need more
only.
I need
bullets.
more
How you
bullets.
doing?
It's a pleasure being here, to be honest. Really nice.
Pablo, it's been a while, man. Hey, look, we used to get along back in the. I mean, we still do get along, but hey, I remember we were tight as balls back in commentary team
How's
back
everyone
for
doing?
old LP, bro.
Tight as
Yeah,
balls.
that
I don't
was
think you could have
actually
worded that anywhere.
Those
that
were
was
good times, bro.
that was way back. Very good times. Very good
Very,
times.
very good times.
Really how I molded my character as a boxer back
Yeah,
when
man.
LP was still up
I
and
heard you went
running.
off to
So-
MMA for a bit. Talk to us about that.
Oh yeah, so during my time during MMA, I did that very early on. All right, that was way back. I had one fight in this very small promotion called Stun Gun Fight Club, I believe that's what it's
Ah,
called.
interesting.
I fought
Stun
this
Gun
one
Fight Club.
dude. I forgot who his name was, but I fought this one dude and I had won my fight by submission. After
Interesting.
that, I think I was introduced to beta, which and I just kind of fell out of the MMA scene. But I still have a bit of my skill, not as good as I usually or would hope for it to be. But it's still there. You can see it.
Hey, well, I don't know if you've heard. There's this new establishment. It's called the RMA. Have you ever played the Undisputed game on Roblox? The Undisputed MMA game.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
game I did for my MMA. So
Oh
yeah, I'm
shit!
familiar with
So
it.
the RMA is a new it's a new company founded by Ghostin, and they're signing new fighters. So if you ever want an opportunity to fight on that, you definitely go for it. It's kind of going crazy right now.
Yeah,
The wave.
well,
For
with
sure,
my
for sure.
schedule being a bit busy, it's gonna be hard finding some time. But like, maybe if I'm able to get some time away from what I'm currently doing, if things just decide to get clear up, I'll consider. I'll always keep that in mind. Even if
For
I
sure.
can't fight, I'll see if I can attend some good fights.
For sure. All right, so let's get the
Speaking
ball
of what you're
rolling.
currently
Yeah.
doing. Yeah, speaking of what you're currently doing, tell us about that bit.
You cut
I'm
out.
a little interested on that.
You cut out. You cut out.
Tell us about that PBC fight. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
that PBC fight you got going on.
So you're talking about my main event, correct?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
that's-
Actually, no. Like your journey, like all your wins journey.
Oh, my journey. So, we began PBC back then. I was not a welterweight actually. I was a junior lightweight.
Interesting.
So
Mhm.
I did my national fights, and then I had my first fight. Now Jay actually contacted me, because he wanted to really kind of propel. Or well, first I did my sign up, and then he contacted me, saying he
Right.
wanted to kind of propel new faces into the scene.
Hmm.
So so he gave me an opportunity against Rolly Romero, not Rolly Romero.
Oh shit.
Not the most impressive record, 3-5, but what, I took it. It was a main card spot, so I was like, well, I can't let this opportunity pass down. So I went in, got the job done. I really wanted to win by knockout, but I didn't get the chance. Then
It's
I
alright.
realized I was a bit too skilled for junior lightweight, so we moved up to welterweight. Had my fight with JSK. Some of you have watched it. It was what I wanted to happen. And now we got that main event fight that everybody's been talking about recently against Romani Boet.
Hell yeah. Hey, well, we're looking forward to it, man.
Good,
We're big
good.
fans of your
That's
career.
great to hear. Moving up to welterweight, did that cause any?
You cut out.
Oh,
man.
not at all. Actually, what I would like to say is that what really caused me problems was trying to maintain that weight for junior lightweight, as some news channels actually commented on it. So it was a bit of a struggle after I moved out this league called Showtime, which some others might know me from. Like after moving out of Showtime and Boxer, I had a bit of a struggle trying to figure out what I wanted to do next. So I did lose quite a bit of weight. So when I
Interesting.
realized that
Right.
I had a chance going to PBC, I began fighting in junior lightweight, but maintaining that weight was difficult. So I decided to make the decision like I'm already a skilled enough fighter. I feel like I should make it fair, not try and bully those who are already in junior lightweight. So I decided to bulk up, and now I'm back to the division that's really solidified me in different legacies in different leagues, the welterweight
Right.
division.
Right.
That's tough, bro.
Well,
So
that's
yeah,
that's tough. Yeah, I agree.
I had a question. So what are your thoughts on Trips calling you out?
Oh yeah, so
Oh yeah, that's
fun
a big
fact.
question. I like that one.
Fun fact, I didn't even know. I didn't even know he called me
Really?
out. But I didn't even expect him to call me out too, because Chimps has his own things going on. He's got his fights, he's got his camp and all that. Like Trips has already got so many things going on with him that I didn't think he'd be focusing on me this early on with my
Right.
career. But
Hmm.
if he wants to fight, he'll have to get it like next year,
Oh
because
wow.
that's when Reed Barnes will finish his fight with his final fight with Smelly Lopez, and that's when we'll be able to hopefully duke it out. I plan to win against Reed Barnes, but if I don't, I'm still gonna fight Trips either way next year.
There we
Because
go.
if he wants to
So,
fight, I'll bring him to fight. Because I've been wanting to fight Trips for a long time in my career.
well, Pablo,
Right.
we'll let next year be next year, but for now, how's training going for
Oh,
Romani?
Ooh, training. I'm gonna be for real. I did start training late. I'm quite
Ooh.
confident in this fight. Fun fact, me and Romani, we don't necessarily have personal history with each other, but we do know each other from a while back in this league that we called Boxer. It's a discontinued league. It was sadly deleted by its owner. But
Right.
we knew each other from that league, and
That's
we
cool.
respected what we did in each other in like our respective divisions.
Uh,
Now,
so like a
has he?
mutual respect type of thing.
Yeah. So, but the question is, has he changed? Has he become a different Romani from when I last saw him in a boxer? Definitely yes. Like he's already made a name for himself in PBC. He's 6-1. He's not the same guy I know, but does that make his flaws any less noticeable? No, and I've stated this before in a different news in a different interview. His flaws are still noticeable. It's like it's his strengths and flaws are like night and day. I can notice them,
Well,
and
yeah,
if
there's
he's
only
just
one way
gonna
to
let
find
me
out,
push
and
him,
that's by fighting him.
exactly.
You are
So if
doing
I can
just that.
just yeah, so if I fight him and like I show him to the world, like he's a good fighter, but his weaknesses are worse than are like just more damaging than what his strengths can do to you, then I just wonder what that's going to do to his career. And I'm not trying to be cocky or rude or anything. I respect Romani. He's a great fighter. I respect what he does in the business. But
Yeah.
but business is business. I got to get shit done. If I
Right.
want to move up, then I got to move up.
Yeah, we're actually fans of Romani too,
That's
so
cold.
we're really interested in this fight. Like, this is gonna go crazy. This is probably one of the best PVC like fights, bro.
Best PBC fights.
That was cold, man.
In my
oh,
opinion, that's a bit
speaking
of an
of the best
overachievement. But
PBC fights, bro, Supreme versus what's his name? I think
Mr.
it's Antonio
Antonio
Alvarez.
Alvarez.
Yeah, that fight today was crazy. It was actually exciting, you know.
Yeah, very excited. I don't know how Saint's gonna like this if he does see this, but I'm glad Antonio win. Like Antonio won. Like I respect both fighters. I respect
Ooh.
Supreme. Yeah, and
Right.
technically, even though I'm an honorary kind of Santa Cruz right now, I'm kind of happy Antonio win. I have my own reasons though that I can explain. So
Right. Right.
if he sees
Yeah.
this, I hope he's not too mad. But it was a good fight. It was a good fight.
Yeah.
Hey, well, so Pablo, let's talk about your Conquer career. So, you were in Conquer for
Cool.
a little bit, and then you transferred over to Beta, like you said, MMA as
Yeah.
well. So, I mean, let's embark on your Conquer journey. Like, some memorable fights.
Oh my god, man. Conquer, that was a while ago. I don't remember a lot of my fights, but like, yeah, there's one fight that I remember in particular. It was my first ever title fight in my entirety of my boxing career. Are you guys still familiar with the name Taz?
Oh dear God,
Oh
yes.
yeah,
Of
I remember
course.
We've had some
that.
Yeah,
Man, there's
controversy
some
with
stuff
Taz
that
recently.
yeah. So back then,
Taz recently oh sorry, go ahead.
no, you can speak. I don't mind if you want.
Alright. Well, man, Taz, he's lost the time period that you were around. This dude Taz paid Lorex $50 to fight him on an event. And then he tried
What?
to buy
Yeah,
fight
apparently it was
for
supposed to be the main event.
$250.
It was supposed to be the main event of Total Sanctions,
Yeah.
but Lorix pulled
Yeah,
out. That
lately,
thing.
Taz has been using his money to get his
That,
ways.
that is crazy, but yeah. Back then, so that was my first ever title fight. So at the time, Taz was the current IBF light heavyweight champion.
Damn, bro, good
And
times, man.
yeah, I was a current rising prospect. This was back when early, kind of like early days of LP, I would say. So I got into the ring. I wanted to destroy Taz, and I wanted to make sure that I get that belt from him. and I did. I won by, I believe, knockout against Taz, and I got the belt. And then let's
Wow.
look at another fight. This was much later into my career, kind of near when I started to think maybe I should retire from Conquer. Me versus Teofimo Lopez.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Now that was a fight I lost. It was not a fight I won, which I expected. It was during a time where Tio started to begin to rapidly, realize his potential. He began to start improve more and more as a fighter, and like, cause I remember when I was at a level above Tio, and then when I came, and then when I fought him, and then when I fought him in that fight, I realized this man is just gonna continue to grow and grow from here on out if he continues to do what he's doing.
Right,
So
right.
when I fought him, I did not have an expectation to win that.
So I mean,
So
Pablo, you were great in Congress. So what made you transfer to Beta? Like, did you just get bored or?
Wait. I want to talk. I want to talk about something from
Yeah,
Pablo's
what's
career.
up?
His
yeah.
biggest win from his career was possibly like the Nathan win. Like, not like the auto clicker Nathan. He fought him
Hmm.
and I think he won, but Nathan tried to like
Really?
turn it over to a draw.
Really? I don't
Mhm.
recall having that fight, but you know what? It's been a while since I've reflected on my Conquer career, so
Fair.
let's just assume it did happen because, my mind's still fogged up. But
Right.
yeah, would you like to repeat that question for me?
Oh yes, I was gonna say. So what made you transfer from Conquer to Beta? Because I mean, you had a pretty healthy career. You know, you looked like you were having a great time. Nothing seemed wrong, but I guess you transferred. You kind of like left. You
Ooh.
know?
Now, that was because of a multitude of reasons. Now, it wasn't solely out of, boredom. It was like I was in a mindset where I realized I'm kind of in a position where I'm skill locked. I'm looking at all these other guys where I saw myself as a level above them. They began to rapidly improve, and I found it like I found myself like in a pinch. I found myself really struggling to kind of keep improving and maintain my level above these fighters. And during the time I was introduced to beta by, I believe it was actually by Chris. I'm not
Ah.
sure if I found it myself or it was from Chris, but I saw it and then I was like, man, I like this. So I began playing beta a bit more. And then I met this dude named Smeet. He was my first ever trainer in beta. I don't know if you guys are familiar with his name, but he trained me and it
I
just went
remember
all
Sneak.
uphill. It just all went uphill for beta right there. So the more I got into beta, the less I just become active in Conquer. So the reason why I distanced myself from Conquer, despite my career at that time being considered like healthy, was because I was in that mindset of like thinking I would not be able to continue this kind of growth. Like my growth rate wasn't just enough to keep myself in the game anymore,
Yeah.
and I just found myself having more potential and more possibly have more success over in beta.
Damn.
That's an issue that a lot of people struggle with, including myself. I
Hmm.
don't know if I can speak.
You no, go ahead.
It's very hard. It's very hard, like maintaining a specific skill and just trying to, I guess, stay a step above of everybody. So I totally understand.
Yeah, I get
But
it.
one question I do have for you is,
Ooh.
are you experiencing that issue any differently in beta? Or
Now, I will admit, I've had that issue multiple times. I've actually had that issue multiple times in beta, but instead of trying to look for something new, because like I knew that when I was in beta, there was not really anywhere else for me to go. Because if I decided to quit now, then like I had to think. I thought to myself, if I quit now, where the hell am I supposed to go? Because I've already done all I thought I could have. So I just decided to keep going, even though my mindset sometimes wasn't in the best place, for me to really be in. I got help with
right?
my friends, trainers, people around me. They really carried me to propel my career to a level where I did not even think it'd be possible reaching. So like I like to thank everybody that's really been with me since the start of my pro boxing career, because if it weren't for that, then I possibly would have been done before I began really making a name for myself. So I'm glad that I decided to keep on going with beta and didn't, quit right then and there.
Right, like I was gonna add on to what Xavier said and what you said as well. Like, bro, I had this issue so many times. Like, you could ask Teo or Ghost or anybody. Like, dude, I've had so many points where I lost the fight, and I took a break and I had to figure myself out. I was like, bro, is this really what I want to do, or like, bro, like Cause dude, you gotta understand. I'm 17, turning 18. I'm going to college this Tuesday. Or well, by the time this podcast drops, it's probably gonna. I'm already starting college. But dude, like, I don't know. I really had to figure it out, and I kind of really came back to the scene just because like it brings back the inner child in me. And me and Xavier were talking about that earlier. Like, I've never had this. I never knew anything about roboxing when I was like a kid. Like when I was like most of like the fighters age. But now I was like, you know what? I have this summer. I have this chance to relive my childhood. I was like, why not take it? So I kind of stuck. I kind of stuck to it, and I guess I just made a legacy out of it. You know.
Yeah, exactly, and I agree. For me, it wasn't a factor of me losing my fights, like losing fights and like being to like doubt myself as a fighter. It was just looking at others around me, those who at the time were not on my level, starting to improve more and more. Meanwhile, I would have like, big big growth rates and then just like a sudden stop in my growth, and it really made me consider, would I be able to keep up with the others? Like, am I not really like,
Right.
am I like overhyped? And like, am I not that good of a fighter? Or, like, will I be able to keep this going? And if it weren't for like others around me, that I wouldn't be. If it weren't for others around me that gave me the opportunity to learn from them, to give me the motivation I need to keep on practicing, then like I said, it would have been over there. So it was more merely a matter of like motivation and just like kind of contemplation. And I won
100%.
that battle. So.
100%. And that's a great answer by you. So, all right. Let's go into our next topic, I guess. Do you watch UFC?
A little bit sometimes. I'm not too. I don't dig too deep into it, but
Well,
like I
then,
know a little bit.
well, if you know a little bit, you must know your boy Islam is fighting Charles Oliveira too. I think October.
Oh,
It's pretty stacked.
really?
Oh, yeah, dude,
What are your
that
thoughts
card,
on
I'm
it?
so excited for it.
Yeah. Are you a fan of Islam, Pablo?
I mean, he seems cool. Like I said, I'm not really too big into the UFC
Ah,
scene.
yeah.
Like I like martial arts, and I like mixed martial arts, but I've never really watched much UFC. But from what I've seen from Islam, he's a really extremely good fighter. I like what he does. So if you take what I say into consideration of me being a fan, then I guess yes, I am a fan of Islam.
All right, 100%. So I wanted to ask like the rest of us. MYKEL, you haven't said a single word. How you doing, bro?
How you doing,
Hold
Michael?
on, I'm clicking on Duolingo.
You're what?
Yeah, what's
Oh,
up?
he's talking to Duolingo. He's practicing his Duolingo.
Hey,
Yeah,
man,
that?
Spanish.
Duolingo, man.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, well, I wanted to get our thoughts on Islam
Bet.
versus Oliveira too, cause yo, that first fight, Jesus, like, damn, bro. I don't know.
Yeah,
Do we think
Charles
Islam's
got
gonna pull it off
mauled.
again, or is Charles gonna
Yes,
pull off the
yes,
upset?
yes.
Yeah, Charles is gonna pull off.
Undoubtedly, yes.
Definitely.
I don't
I
think
don't
he's gonna
know,
pull
man.
off an
I'm rooting
upset.
for my
No.
boy Islam. I gotta go with him, bro.
Cause
What
Not really
contenders
good.
has Charles really beat after he lost to Islam? Like,
He beat a
come
bum
on.
in the first round.
He beat a bum.
So
The,
He's him.
the quote
He's
unquote
him.
preparation
Islam?
is not enough. I'm Team Islam, bro. Islam has the potential to be one of the greatest lightweights of.
We just need
110%.
Volk versus Islam too. Volk is,
Who-
I
Stop.
agree. That's a fight I want to see more than Charles
All right,
versus.
let's go. Final
two.
predictions. All right, I got Islam round 3 submission.
Ooh, I don't got submission. I see the fight going to.
The distance?
Nah.
I got
Yep,
Oliveira.
100%.
I see Islam going for submission.
I got
Knocking
Charles.
him out.
You got Charles?
Yeah, by submission, you know.
What
And,
kind of
Wow,
Charles are we
alright.
talking
The
about?
third
We
round?
talking about
Third round?
Oliveira Charles, or we talking about James Charles? Because you're sure looking thick right now. Sorry, but
Yo.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's a bit crazy.
all right,
yes,
Pablo,
fine.
your
Give
final
me your-
prediction.
Yes.
Well, my opinion is not gonna really matter too much when it comes to this, but I'm just gonna say Islam by submission. Not really, but I don't really know what round though.
All right, now let's move on to our next
No
fight.
more bullets.
All right, so as we all know, UFC fighters, going into the influencer worlds. But speaking of influencers, we got October 14th,
Tyson Fury.
KSI versus Tommy Fury. We'll get to that one in a bit, but we got
Oh.
KSI
Oh my
versus
God.
Tommy Fury. Ladies and gents, I gotta go with my boy JJ, bro. I've been supporting him since day
What?
one. It'd be a shame
Oh,
if I
JJ's
said
gonna
something
lose.
different.
He's just a bump.
JJ's gonna lose. He's a bum.
Oh dear God.
Bro, if you think about it,
He's a
man,
blackie,
JJ,
bro.
I
he
will
boxes
protect
for
JJ
fun.
with my dear life that he wins this, bro.
JJ
Bro, every-
boxes for fun, bro.
Listen, man.
No.
JJ can fight a good boxer. He can't fight any good boxers.
The Furies are the best fighters in the world. I'm a machine.
Did you all see that at the press conference?
Dude, it was crazy, bro.
I'm a
Like,
machine.
they're doing a really good job. You know, apparently it's sold out. The arena's sold out.
Here's that.
Really?
The
Wow,
promotion
okay.
is
It's I think it's the
amazing.
first arena that they ever did KSI versus Logan Paul 1 in like 5 years ago, and they're bringing it back, and it's already sold out. And I think it's because of Dylan Dennis. Let's be
Crazy.
honest, it's because of Dylan Dennis.
I agree, dude. Dylan Dennis sold the show. That entire
Exactly.
He's
It's
doing so good with
funny,
promotion,
bro.
bro. Like that's crazy.
Yes. I know KSI did some pretty decent promotion
Yeah,
as well.
the first
But
fight,
KSI during that whole press was so awkward. That dude
Yeah,
KSI
you know,
was
I feel
saying,
like he's
"I
playing a
can see
character. Look, I
Johnson."
feel like he's playing a character. Like I feel like he tries to be cringe on purpose so it gets more views, bro. It's a very smart strategy.
I feel like he
'cause-
Bro,
KSI's giving me Devin Haney vibe.
Chat. Is this the first fight Dylan Dennis shows up to?
I feel like the first
Maybe,
fight.
maybe.
I feel like this might be the first fight Logan Paul wins, bro. Because I don't know if Dylan Dennis is all about it IRL.
Dude, that
Well,
press was
Logan Paul,
horrible. I
he's
feel so bad.
But hey, my
Logan
final prediction.
said-
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Go
all
ahead.
right. I'm gonna go final predictions. My final prediction. I got KSI by flying elbow, round 7.
Yo.
There is no
Dude.
round 7.
No, I got it for I got KSI by flying knee.
All right, Teo.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
I got KSI by what is it? Butt head. Like he
Oh,
hits
and
his head.
last but not least,
Headbutt.
last but not least, Pablo.
Ooh, that's
Pablo.
a tough one, but I'm gonna say KSI wins by a gun. Puerto Rican gun. Puerto
My
Rican
gun is
Puerto Rican
crazy.
shoot out
What gun
Tommy.
is it? What gun is it? You know?
All right, but
Did we all hear
speaking of,
what
uh,
Dylan Dennis said during the press conference?
was it
Logan
about
said
the
to
Nina thing?
Dylan. Yeah, he said Logan to Dylan something about how his wife's a $33 million.
Oh my
Dylan
God,
Dennis was
Leonardo
like,
DiCaprio.
yeah,
pays
because
for it.
Leonardo DiCaprio. paid
Dude,
for
Dylan
it.
Dennis has really good comebacks, bro. But I've noticed, like, you remember in the KSI when he was supposed to fight KSI in January, his comebacks were like really shit. Like he was
Yeah.
stuttering a lot, bro. Like I don't know,
He
he
was
just seems like a
scared.
really awkward person. But now I feel like he
I
found
think
his
he's
balance.
like
He's
a
like,
white belt at talking.
say what?
Yeah,
I think he might be a white belt at talking, guys.
The white belt.
I agree. I 100% agree. 100%. 100%, bro.
Yeah.
He had Logan over there at the press saying, she is very gorgeous.
She is very gorgeous to me. All right, but boys, speaking of KSI, I want to bring up this debate because a lot of people, yikes, KSI versus
All
Jake Paul.
ears.
Let's do it.
Bro, I think Jake Paul's gonna
Jake Paul.
dog.
Am I the only one in here who thinks
If
KSI
KSI
would win?
brings those elbows, if KSI brings those
All right,
elbows,
look, let's
then
talk.
yeah, he
Okay,
will.
look, let's talk Jake Paul and KSI's records. We're gonna start with Jake Paul, right? First ever fight, fought Deji, beat him. All right, and it was his first ever fight,
Yeah.
so he wasn't that good.
Neither
Second
of them
fight.
knew how to box.
Second fight, fought Gibb, destroyed him, absolutely destroyed him first round. All right, but that's when Gibb was shit. But I'm not saying anything now.
Yeah,
All right, after that,
didn't
he
know how to
fights
box.
Nate Robinson, a basketball player who's 36, right? Absolutely
never
destroys
touched
him.
boxing a day in his life.
Absolutely
gets-
destroys him. The next one after that fights Ben Askren, a retired MMA
A
fighter
wrestler.
who wasn't a striker, and he had a hip replacement.
A wrestler.
And he's how old? Like in his late
Yeah.
30s or early 40s? Yeah, destroys
And
him.
he's still recovering from a knee from Jorge
He's still
Masvidal.
recovering. Oh, and then guess what?
Yeah,
Guess who he
I
fights
remember
after?
that.
He decides to up it, and he fights Tyron Woodley. But here's the thing.
That was,
That
that was a
Tyron
good
Woodley-
fight.
Tomorrow-
Can't lie, that was a good fight.
Here's the thing. That's a Tyron Woodley
fought
out of his
Usman.
prime. That Tyron Woodley was 39.
Oh no,
No. I think Jake Paul like
he
the
fought
Tyrone-
Silva.
The Tyrone fight was kind of raw because I think Tyrone was like better.
I don't know if Tyron won that, but hey, if a retired MMA fighter can do that to Jake Paul, that one punch. You remember that one punch when he was up against the ropes? Jake Paul?
Yeah.
That was a good
That round,
punch.
that round.
Now imagine if it connected with the other right. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. Now look.
That's like
Now look, he calls out
MMA
Tommy
fighters
Fury.
look-
He calls out Tommy Fury at the end of that fight, and they're supposed to fight in December, but Tommy pulls out. So
Whoa,
what does he do? He
you're forgetting
fights
about
Tommy.
Silva.
He fights Woodley in a rematch, and what does he do? Knock Woodley out in the 6th round. But here's the thing. Woodley in that fight was so boring. We gotta admit that fight was really boring. It was
I
like
agree.
it was just straight
Yeah.
headbutting and clinching until the 6th round where he just KOs him. All right. Now, right after that, he takes a year break. He's supposed to fight Tommy Fury in August 2022. Never happens. And then he's supposed to fight Hasim
Then he
Rahman
fights
Jr.
Silva twice.
Yeah. So he fights Silva on October 29th, I think. I was there for that.
That was
Silva did well.
Now, here's the thing.
Silva,
Guess
as a
how old this Silva
38-year-old
was?
man.
A 48-year-old man.
38.
Silva out of his
Oh,
prime.
40. Oh,
Yeah, he was 48.
God damn.
He's near 50. He beats him, he KOs him in the last round.
Nah,
but
you know
look,
what's
it went the
funny, too?
distance. He went the distance against a retired MMA fighter. So how are
You know
people
what's-
saying this guy would beat KSI?
You know what's funny? You know what's funny though? Anderson Silva
fighters
was like,
in the
he was like
YouTube box.
playing. He was playing around with Jake. Like,
Oh,
He's
and then
using him as he
the
was-
most
yeah, he
recent
was
one.
stronger.
He fights Nick
Yeah,
Diaz,
that's what
goes the
I'm saying.
distance, can barely knock him out.
I think like
bro, Nate
You know,
Diaz
just
Sen, I
fighting
could argue
fighters that are like
powerful.
really new.
I don't know, guys. I just feel like Jake Paul's a fraud, but he
Nate
does a
Diaz
really
is,
good
No, it's
job
like-
convincing
Nate
his
Diaz
audience.
is slapped
You know,
over too much
uh,
for Jake.
No,
That's
no,
true.
it's like
He almost lost in the
MMA
snaps.
fighters. It's like-
But look, we got Jake Paul covered, right? Now let's go to KSI's side. KSI's first ever fight, fights Joe Weller, destroys him for a little, but he didn't do that great. You could see KSI's kind of shit in that fight. But look, he does it. He pulls it off 3rd round TKO. Next, he fights Logan Paul. It's a draw. All right, that fight. A lot of people said Logan Paul won that first fight and the second fight, which I'm like,
I agree. 100%.
I don't know. I feel like
100%.
the first one, the draw made sense because I feel like the first, third, and 6th round was KSI's, and the second, it was like the last round's KSI won, the first round's Logan won. I feel like that's why it was drawn. After that, he takes a year break, fights Logan. I feel like he did pretty good. A split decision victory kind of made sense but I feel like only reason he won was because Logan did that illegal punch. If he didn't do that illegal punch, it would have either been a draw or Logan wins that, right? Now, 3
Yep.
years later, he comes
100%.
back. He fights. He's supposed to fight Alex Wasabi because Deji loses to Alex Wasabi earlier in the year. So he's supposed to fight Alex Wasabi. Alex Wasabi pulls out. Boom. He's left with no opponent. And then he calls in Swarms, but people realizes that, just him fighting Swarms is kind of like mid.
No. He was supposed to fight. I think it was Swarms and another dude. Like it was like
Yeah,
a
it was supposed to be that
Nato.
one Russian dude, but that Russian
Nato.
dude got canceled for like fucking what's it called, cussing or like doing some racist shit. So he brings in Pineda. So look, the two opponents were shitters. All right, we got to be honest. But dude, Alex Wasabi, it's mainly his fault. I blame Alex Wasabi, bro.
Yeah.
But look, what I'm trying to say is that he didn't fight those guys on purpose. He fight them because he had to. He had no other choice. He had to keep the show going on. All right, knocks them out. We all expected that. Boom, right? After that, he's supposed to fight Dylan Dennis in January. Dylan Dennis pulls out. So he has to fight who? FaZe Temper. Right? It would have been fair if he fought Slim, but there was this whole problem, and we never know what's going on behind the scenes. That's why people say, like, oh, KSI's ducking Slim, KSI's ducking this, blah, blah, blah. Guys, we do realize Slim, he wants more money than he's actually worth. And it's just a whole bunch
Yeah.
of buckaroo that goes on
That's
behind the
true.
scenes that we don't know. That's why people, they assume, but what do we know? We're just the fans, right? So,
Yeah.
beats FaZe Temper, KOs him, cool. All right, no one's impressed, but again, he fights him because he has to. Now, what I heard was that KSI was supposed to fight Woodley in January, and Logan Paul was supposed to fight Dylan Dennis in January, and that was supposed to be the prime card. But Logan Paul had a WWE injury, and Dylan Dennis pulled out, so some shit happened. And I think Tyron Woodley kind of backed out of negotiations based off of what I heard. So that he beats FaZe Temper, yada yada yada, and then he fights this Joe Fournier guy in May, absolutely destroys him by an elbow. But
Elbow.
here's the thing: I don't think that elbow was on purpose. Let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. It
Yeah,
was
That,
not.
that
obviously
doesn't
that's
prove that he's gonna beat Jake Paul. 'cause,
It's
like,
just-
Jake
it's
Paul is
just,
like real athletes.
It's just that KSI is addicted to like swinging his hands. He doesn't like throw.
But look, have you guys not seen Jake
See-
Paul fighting when he's sloppy, bro? Jake Paul, he literally puts his leg in the air, bro.
Zeno, you got a good argument, but I can't deny Jake Paul's fraudulent nature. But it's like an experience thing for me, Jake Paul's more active in the boxing. Jake Paul, he's all about boxing now compared to
Jake Paul fights,
KSI,
like,
who's a
once a
YouTuber
month.
full time and boxes for fun. Yeah, it feels like.
Well,
Jake
I wouldn't
Paul
say he
fights once.
boxes for fun. Like, you guys got to see his training videos. Like, dude, this guy has a really
Have you seen
balanced
Jake
schedule.
Paul's training videos?
Okay,
Jake
I
Paul's
admit
never
they're
been an
both very
actual
similar.
boxer.
They're both very similar and they're both very different. But what we can all agree is that they're robbing their fans. They need to put a fight on because fans are just gonna keep arguing until they fucking fight, bro.
Imagine that's like the best-selling pay-per-view.
I feel like it's gonna do not like it might be over 2 million, guys. I'm just saying.
It'll do crazy numbers. I got
Pablo,
over
what do you
120.
think? Over 2 million?
Over
Man.
2 million? I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a big, very big ass fight. I would see it doing extremely well.
They just need to get a
Not
good.
sure about the. I'm not sure about exactly what the numbers could be, but like, it'd be big. That's all I could say. It will
100%.
be big.
All right, ladies
They
and
just
gentlemen,
need-
we'll be back right after this break.
Gladiator Studios presents XenoCon Rise to Glory, coming summer 2023 on YouTube and Kick streaming services.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Gladiator Pit Podcast. I'm here with my co-host Teofimo Lopez, as well as my other co-host Xavier Khan. We're here with our guests
need more
MYKEL
bullets.
Yan and Pablo. All right,
I need more bullets.
now, so
Yeah,
where were we,
sure.
boys? So yeah, at the end of the day, KSI versus Jake Paul, it needs to happen. I don't know if it's gonna happen this year, but we just got to see what the outcome would be. If KSI beats Tommy Fury, it's gonna be a big statement. But if he loses to Tommy Fury, it makes the Jake Paul and KSI fight even bigger.
Yeah, it's gonna happen if KSI
Also,
beats,
chat,
Tommy
make
Fury.
sure to join the boxing season. We going crazy out here.
All right, no, let's get to our next topic, guys. Is Prime better than
The
Gatorade?
results.
No.
I don't know. Like I like it. I like the taste. I feel like it's
Prime-
overrated.
Dude, you
but
gotta
I don't.
find
I feel like
it.
it's overhated though.
Nah.
Mhm.
It's overrated and it's
See-
overhated. I don't know if that's a
I don't
thing.
know what
The
to say
thing with
about that.
Prime, like if you see
Hold on, let me grab my
the
Mountain Dew. chat.
bottles are trash, it's all about the packets. You ever had the Prime pack?
I've never
Those
had
are
the
good.
packets.
Those little water packets.
Yeah, those are good, Tio. I know I'm not wrong. I think they're better
No.
than the bottles.
Pablo, what do you
No.
think? You like Prime?
Well,
You just say
I've never
no.
had Prime. I never had Prime.
You've never had it?
Yeah, I've
Have you
never
had
had
Gatorade?
Prime.
Alright.
It's mainly
It's like
just
it's
been
like
Gatorade.
sweet.
But here's the thing. It only
like
has 20
fruity
calories. It's like 3
coconut
grams of
water.
sugar.
Listen, I
but it
really
doesn't
like
matter,
Gatorade,
though.
This
It's
is
like-
not
it's like-
sponsored by Prime.
but the only thing I hate about Gatorade is that opening the lids on their bottles can actually
God.
destroy my fingers
Oh.
sometimes.
Same thing with Prime. Prime's lids are
Yeah,
kind of
bro.
annoying.
Every time I like try to open a Gatorade bottle, it like burns my hands, bro. Like it turns my entire hand.
My
red.
fingers die. That's why I get the nipple bottles. That's what I call
MYKEL,
them,
what do you think? You like
know?
Prime?
The nipple bottles.
Yeah, I
I
tried
heard
it.
him leave his room.
I only tried like one flavor. It's like lemon and lime or something.
Okay, but MYKEL, why are you dressed like
Ooh.
a girl?
I need more bullets.
No.
you know?
He needs more bullets.
Need more
He
bullets.
needs more bullets.
bullets.
I need
Alright.
more bullets.
Bullets,
I
man.
need more bullets.
You're in bullets.
Wow,
All
Are
right,
you just
now-
fingering me right now? You wanna fight here right now? Wrestle?
All right, let's get into
No,
another topic.
no,
we
not
have.
this
So-
again.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Let's get into another
Yes,
topic. So, I want to tell Pablo about a story. So, Pablo, as you see around you, we got the Gladiator Studios, we got the Gladiator
Nipple
Pit.
Gatorade bottles are so good.
So, also right behind you, we got the documentary that was supposed to release, but we're working on it behind the scenes. Gladiator is pretty much my brand, and I'm making Gladiator Records, like an actual record label for like upcoming artists on Roblox. It's kind of cringe, but I don't know. I'm trying to endeavor my entertainment business into every aspect, like boxing, podcasting, MMA, now rap and music, and I'm trying to spread the Gladiator name, and I'm trying to change the wave of the Conquer Entertainment business.
Tano, when's that this track coming out?
That's true.
Yeah, so I will give you guys all free samples of music that you guys can do, and hey, man,
When's that this track coming out?
Those are all going straight to my watch.
yeah, they're. Oh, also, this podcast, it will be on Spotify and Apple Music soon. It'll be under the Gladiator Records. Please check it out soon. All right, now.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure episode 2 comes out tomorrow, chat. As well.
Hell yeah. All right, final topic, boys. Popular,
Actually,
conquer,
never mind. Let's look at the
controversies.
Now I
Jeez.
can get caught up.
Dude,
Now I can get
we
caught
can,
up about what I missed.
Zeno,
Let's start with this
you
first
and I,
controversy.
we could.
Ready, Xavier?
All right. Mm-hmm.
Is Errol
Always.
Spence Jr. a hacker? Dun dun
I hate you for that. I thought
I
we were thinking
want to know
about the
about
same
this.
thing, but we really weren't.
Give us some backstory. Give us some
Dude.
backstory.
It is so embarrassing.
All right, so Xavier fought
Alright.
Errol Spence Jr. on Turtle Setter 2 yesterday.
On the biggest
Lost.
non-WDB event.
Yeah,
The
Wait,
biggest
wait, wait,
non-WDB
wait,
Xavier,
event.
there were 72 people in the audience.
Stop.
72. So it was a lot of lag going on between both fighters, and I said it should have been a no contest, but nobody listened to me, and Xavier lost by unanimous decision. It was bad.
Technical knockout.
Oh, TKO.
Oh
shit.
no, it was unanimous decision. It was
It was pretty
unanimous
bad.
decision.
So we're thinking that he did something to Xavier because Xavier was not lagging until he started making comebacks, which was kind of weird.
No, it was every time Xavier
Yeah.
would win, he would rush and he would just like stop.
It was way too coincidental for me. I was just like fighting, in the server the whole time.
Right. Yeah, man.
I had lower ping on my Xbox. As soon as I go to fight, I have super high ping. I rejoin on while another fight
It was pretty weird to see.
with my
honestly.
VPN in the background, and
think
then
it was- I
more
think it was
clips
your-
have resurfaced.
I think
and
it
opened
was
up,
your
and I have more
VPN that might
evidence.
messed you up.
Possibly.
I don't have a VPN on Xbox. I don't have a VPN on Xbox,
You said you had it.
but on my phone, yeah. So whenever I joined on my phone, I had lower ping on my phone than I did while fighting, and that doesn't make sense to me. Because what's more powerful, bro? A phone or an Xbox FPS?
Actually, your phone
Like
kind of
what?
like overheats. Xbox really doesn't.
My phone cooks. But more clips have resurfaced, more evidence is, and a lot of people are suspecting Arrow for cheats. I swear, you can ask him about it right now.
Now that
Isn't that weird?
Now that Arrow shocked the world and kind of did that, he's I think Noob is kind of giving Arrow a title shot now. After that, he
Oh,
beat
wow.
the champion.
Mm.
I think
Xavier, what do you
Yeah,
think of
well,
that? If you could have had that title shot, man.
there's rumors.
I could
for
come
Arrow-
forward and expose him and end his whole career right now. I'm just letting you.
There's rumors for Arrow.
I'm
Spence
playing my
to
cards.
fight for a title soon. There's rumors for that.
Oh.
I'm just playing my cards right, bro. If things get out of hand, I'm.
All right, let's go
I'm
for
just
another.
gonna
Let's go
correct
for
you.
another Conquer controversy. We all remember when I lost.
Do you want to go to
AJ
our
Ali.
controversy that we conquered?
Wait, which?
Do you want to go to
controversy?
our controversy that we conquered? You know what I'm talking about. Took him
Which
to
one?
court. We soloed him beautifully. Yeah.
AJ
In fight art.
motherfucking Ali.
AJ Ali.
You remember that guy, Pablo?
AJ Ali.
Oh yeah, I remember the Alis. I remember AJ AB.
So AJ
Ooh, I
was.
know the Alis.
I remember AJ came across right after I think it might be Gib or when I was popping off. I kind of beat one of these guys, and AJ. He came up to me. He was like, "You're shit. I would beat the absolute crap out of you." So me and my egotistical self back in the day, in the days of May, I was like, "You know what? Fine. Screw it. Let's scrap."
Yep.
We go. I didn't win a single fucking round, bro. I was like, "Bro, what is this?" I was like, "There's no way this guy's beating me. Like, who is this guy?" And yeah, he beats me. He takes all my belts. I'm like, "Shit." And then we rematch, and I think in the rematch is when Teo and Ghostin they found out that because there was the round ended and that guy kept punching, so we were like, all right, what the fuck? And you know what that means, Pablo?
Oh
Somebody
yeah, I know what this
somebody
means.
somebody got a auto motherfucking clicker,
Auto-
bro.
Yeah, auto
So-
clicker.
Yeah.
I thought it was like
Yeah.
when
I searched him. Well, Zeno was originally searching him. Zeno didn't find anything. I get pinged by someone. I forgot who. Joined Fight Hype.
And then later into that, we figured out that he had like multiple monitors.
Dang.
He had multiple. So we
Wait,
figured out
isn't-
he had multiple monitors.
So
He
got
uses multiple
disqualified,
search
and I won
engines.
both the fights. I got my belts back. Yeehaw! Got Dead Warrior on board, and yeah, man.
and
Yep.
you never played
We
that
took him to
before.
court.
Oh, and then we took
We
that
never heard
motherfucker
of
to court.
AJ.
Me and Xavier were the best prosecutors ever, bro. We were like Saul
Oh my-
Goodman, but like
and
times
Jordan.
two.
And Jordan.
Actually, you know what? I
And
think I
Jordan.
remember seeing the court. I think I remember seeing the
I
court.
think Papa was
I think
there.
it was for a different
Oh,
a different
I hope
case
he was.
though. It was probably.
Oh, there was actually some cases that did come up.
That,
If
yo,
you're
chat,
talking
the
about more recent
Gladiator
ones.
Law Firm coming soon.
There was I think it was there was the Colt case, the AG Ali case, and
Dude,
then
I want to.
there's a lot
God,
more.
I'm
And I
so
remember
mad
Ghostin
about
was trying to
the Colt
defend AJ
case.
Ali for some reason, but we all know how that turned out.
Dude, I am so angry about the Colt case to this day.
It's all right, bro.
We
No.
lost because they managed to lie to the judge.
Wow.
I was They needed a 4v2 to beat me and Zuff in court. We were deadly.
That's crazy.
Yo,
You guys should have
actually,
pinged
you
me,
know
bro.
what?
We almost put Colt away for a while.
Wow.
He got a 2-week slap on the wrist because we did fun.
Actually,
He auto-clicked against Jordan.
it talking all about these cases reminds me of one case. I forgot who these two were. This case specifically went on between two individuals. I forgot who their names were.
I'm already starting to think of Michael.
Michael and Martin?
Michael and Martin. I
Michael
think that's
Martin.
them, Michael and Martin.
Yeah,
Oh
them
my
two.
God.
Yeah, they were
Michael
the top
Martin.
hackers.
Yeah, that's the
The
case.
greatest
I remember
hackers in
seeing
Conquer.
the
Pablo,
report
do you
for.
know
We
about
nearly beat them,
Pablo?
Tio. We nearly beat them.
Actually, fun fact. Ever since that, I think Martin's went over to beta too.
Yeah,
I've
they
seen him
both
around, too.
moved to beta. Like I think that after
I
they
haven't seen
got exposed.
I haven't really seen Michael much, but I've definitely seen Martin more than Michael in
Yeah,
beta.
I seen that
Pablo,
they were fighting in Boxer that part.
Pablo, do you know about a tech DR?
Tech DR, yeah, that sounds like a familiar
Tech
name.
doctor.
Tech doctor, yeah.
Ooh.
That guy kind of
Hey,
wanted
hey,
some
no,
smoke
no, no.
too, but
He used to be Tommy Fury, but he switched to.
yeah.
Tio,
So
do we
that
tell him
guy,
about the show your physic?
that guy.
Do we tell him about show your physic?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's familiar. I
Let's
remember
go to
seeing
story
that
time,
name.
Xavier. Let's go to story time for Pablo.
Story time. All right, we're chilling. You know, we're playing some games. I think it was like FNAF co-op we were playing. Randomly, some dude named Tech Doctor joins. He starts talking. You invite him to the GC,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, Tech Doctor, he randomly like says, "All right, bet then, kid. Show your physique." I was so confused. So I joined call. This dude is shirtless. He's just flexing
What
his
the
camera. He was
Yo, is
flexing
he
his
nude?
camera. He was basically nude.
Yo,
I don't have the picture
screenshot?
anymore. Do you?
Screenshot?
I don't have it
I
anymore.
don't have it. I don't have it. Wait, I
bro,
think I
and
might-
this
I-
dude,
It's-
bro, this dude goes on TikTok and it's like he made some TikTok of like him being the goat, and somebody in the comments was
Who's
like,
Zeno? I'll maul him like a
yeah,
grizzly bear.
somebody in the comments was like, no, Zeno's the goat, and this dude replies to that comment like, who the fuck is a Zeno? I would maul him like a grizzly bear, and that's where I got involved. I was like, all right, bro, this is like wild. Like you could say I'm trash, but mauling me like a grizzly bear, like.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be the bear, bro. That's
Yeah, like,
that's
what the
fine.
fuck?
I'm the Trinidad Black Bear, man.
Yeah.
Can't be using that bear name lightly.
But unfortunately for Tech Doctor, he deleted all of his socials. He's
He got
been
exposed. He got
Thank God,
exposed
bro.
by,
We're one parasite down.
And rip.
yeah, he got
rip,
exposed by
That's rip.
One parasite down and all the millennials to go in this fucking community.
Yeah, Alvarez exposed him. That's crazy.
yeah. Speaking of which,
God.
bro, we gotta get the main match thing moving more, in my opinion.
Main match.
I
I feel like we're falling behind.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you don't know?
It's been a
All
while
right.
since I've heard
You don't
of
know about the main match DOJ. So basically, Pablo, what it is, we came up with, and it's kind of like an. Have you heard of the USADA before? The UFC drug testing agency.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have
that. Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's kind of what that's kind of what we do. That's kind of what we
Auto
do.
checker,
So-
hack.
We use scripts, so we're gonna use scripts to check CPS, damage, studs, reach, everything. So we take that information, we send it into our accounts, I guess, of sorts. It's kind of like a large party, and we hold a lot of power. It's kind of scary. So basically, let's say, like, for instance, we see Tio with like an auto clicker. If we take him to court and we win, he's gone for like the rest of his whole career. He can't come back or anything, right? That's kind of like the situations that we. But we expose a lot of cheaters. We tried to expose Colt, but we lost that case. Obviously, that was our first case, and we have 2 right now, not involving Errol Spence Jr. I just want to clarify.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
the Errol Spence case is still going until like something gets out of hand.
There's no need for a case, no need for a trial on my end.
Tito,
As a
Ryan Blue.
Oh yeah, Ryan Blue. Yo, Pablo, do you know anyone? Do you know anyone named like Ryan Blue?
Ryan Blue.
I don't think I've ever had I don't think that name rings a bell to me. I don't think I've ever seen that man before.
Well,
Or heard of him.
anyways, yeah. But he was like a hacker. He was like an auto clicker. He would
Ooh.
use
He
like
has 25 cents.
he would have like 14
actually
plus
crazy.
auto clickers open in every fight.
It was like replacing me when I was supposed to fight him.
But yeah, once I fought him, we searched him. because he was winning, and then he had like 14 auto clickers open.
Bro, that's
That's
crazy.
crazy, bro.
14?
He's got him like
Most
wired up to
unevitable.
him.
You just
He's got like
need one.
UVs,
That's
auto
all you
clickers.
need. If you,
That's all you need is 150 milliseconds. Try it out. It works. I promise.
He's still texting me to this day.
That's crazy.
That
That's
is
insane.
He's
crazy.
saying that I'm ass now.
Well, boys, it's been a
That's
great
weird.
it's been a great talk, but hey, I think we gotta wrap it up.
We
Ladies and
do.
gentlemen, thank you for watching the Gladiator Pit podcast. We will be back next week with more episodes for you. Thank you, Pablo. Thank you, MYKEL, for a great show, and we will see you all in the next episode. Thank you, and peace.
Peace.